Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Let's get after it.
If you had the chance, would you bring back a loved one? Guys, we need to seriously ask the question, is AI going too far? Because you're watching footage of someone speaking to their deceased mother using AI technology known as a deadbot. A deadbot uses photos, videos, and memories shared by clients to create virtual conversations with loved ones. The AI processes these memories, making it feel like you're speaking to them again. Now, some may think this is cool, but it is raising some serious concerns. There was a study published in Philosophy and Technology, and it warns that this could lead to emotional exhaustion or even feeling haunted by this experience. AI is blurring the line between spirituality and technology. Where do we draw the line?
That technology seems like it's on the wrong side of the ethical line, but it would be cool to get an AI copy of yourself you could brainstorm and bounce ideas off of each other with. I'd pay for something like that, but I think there should be some serious hesitation about rolling out something like this, at least until we can do some studies to see how it's going to negatively affect its users.
Hey, let's talk about this earthquake that could destroy all of California. We're calling it the big one. But they're saying the cascading subjection zone, it's about to go off.
Really?
When it goes off, it will be a 9.0 or higher.
Oh my gosh.
4 minutes of continuous shaking.
Dude, that's just destroying the whole city.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. In 1994, the LA earthquake that happened, that was a 6.7 magnitude, but it caused over $50 billion in damage. It destroyed LA.
Dude, a 9.0 is thousands of deaths.
Animals would be able to pick up on it 90 seconds before it happened.
Dude.
They said massive tsunamis. People along the West Coast, they would have about 10 to 30 minutes to reach higher elevation before this giant wall of water just came.
It's so terrifying.
They're saying the one plate, instead of it like getting bound up, it's literally folding over on itself.
Oh no.
So it's gonna
basically
crash.
So it'll just be like a big.
Oh my gosh.
So it's literally
dude.
just like building all this tension.
That's called potential energy, and then when it moves, it's kinetic.
I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Why would anyone want to live in California? The cost of everything is ludicrous, the government's corrupt, homelessness is skyrocketing, and you have to worry about stepping in human poop everywhere you go. Now you have to worry about this? I think I'd be trying to move by this point.
They wanted me to go to this party. It was an exclusive party in the middle of nowhere. I'm not going to say where it was at.
Just tell us, Rich.
I can't tell you, bro.
It was in the desert?
No, it wasn't.
The city?
It was in
LA.
It was in LA. I had to sign, a form. Actual form of non-disclosure and all this stuff. Wow. I had to check my cell phone in. I couldn't even have my cell phone at the party because there were celebrities there. I won't say who was there, but there was a lot of celebrities, and they were doing some freaky deaky stuff I've never seen before.
You gotta tell us the name.
I can't tell you the name.
If you told us the name,
I can't tell you what it is.
Would you get murdered?
I don't. It's Illuminati stuff. This is Illuminati party. The grand finale was they had this woman, and it was in the back room, and it was like Dexter's laboratory, and they laid her flat on this hospital bed, like metal, and they were all hospital people, and they cut out.
Oh man, the bit I had to cut off there at the end, that was disgusting, but would have instantly gotten this video taken down. They go on to describe a cannibalistic ritual. I don't know who that guy is, but I bet he's going to regret spilling the beans about this on a podcast if it's true. I think he went into a little bit too much detail. Hey, if you're enjoying this video and you like this type of content, I post a new one just like it every day, Monday through Friday. It'd be awesome if you'd hit that subscribe button and come back tomorrow to join me.
Been announced here in the underground city of Daranakuyu, a multi-10,000-year-old underground city in my personal opinion, but we know they say at least 5,000. Here you can see a gigantic stone roller. Now, they would actually roll this across to seal off the other side to prevent attacks. Attacks from who? Potentially the Romans or any other threat. But they had multiple of these at different stages throughout the entire underground city. And so when the threat was over, they would roll it back. When there was another threat, they would roll it forward. This gigantic stone was about 600 kilos. How in the world did they even get this down here? But what's incredible is they had it set up so in stages, if one of these stone doors were penetrated, they can roll another one and retreat deeper into the city. They can even escape through other tunnels that connect to other underground cities. The people who engineered this underground city had advanced knowledge and a blueprint to build this because they knew it was going to be successful.
I just thought that was fascinating to see, and that Billy Carson brings up a good point. They knew this was going to be successful, or they wouldn't have devoted the time and resources to it. I think that's significant evidence in itself that someone amongst them had advanced knowledge. Who that person was and where that knowledge came from, those are the questions we all want answers to.
The Apophis asteroid has been circling Earth for quite some time.
Yeah.
But this time, scientists at NASA were alarmed of how close it is actually getting to Earth. And it's supposed to pass Earth on, I think it's April 2029. They're saying the size of a cruise ship and that it'll be traveling at 44,000 miles per hour.
That's crazy.
That's 18 times faster than a bullet. The thing said it's coming within 22,000 miles of Earth. I'm like, oh, that seems really far.
Yeah.
Guess how far the moon is?
Oh, I know this. No, I don't.
239,000 miles.
Oh, that's too close.
Do you guys want to see the video that I saw about this asteroid?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when it impacts, it would deliver more energy than 1,000 Hiroshima nuclear bombs.
Oh,
Oh my
my
gosh.
goodness, bro.
People usually don't even like thinking about this.
Every Ninjas and Butterflies listener ever.
I actually don't like thinking about this.
Thank you anyway.
Could you please stop it?
Well, that sounds promising. When the guy giving the interview says, I actually don't even like thinking about this, instead of, don't worry, it passes us all the time and hasn't hit us yet, like we usually hear, I wonder where that thing's going to make impact, and if it's going to cause a global winter when it does. What's Space Force doing right now? Shouldn't they be working on solving this one?
Everybody that took LSD felt that they were undergoing enormous personal changes. They weren't the same person after having LSD. And there was a scientific study, it was done by a Rand scientist. What he said was, even though all of these people said that they felt enormous changes, the personality test showed that they were largely the same person in every area but one. And this was called the Ways to Live scale. The Ways to Live scale indicated that one dose of LSD stimulated enormous changes, whereas the person taking the test might have said, it's important for me to get a corporate job, it's important for me to have a good car. After one dose of LSD, they were saying, I think maybe a contemplative lifestyle might be what I want to have. I think I'd like to travel before settling down. I think maybe I want to look for some spiritual value in my life. Things totally changed around.
I don't suggest anyone start experimenting with anything. I haven't tried that stuff myself for good reason, but if this study is true, it sure makes sense now why they labeled that as a controlled substance, doesn't it?
Found this overgrown entrance while out on a hike, so decided to head in and explore it. But right away things got pretty creepy.
What was that noise?
Thinking it was probably just the wind, I headed inside and began to explore. I followed this long weaving tunnel that led me through a chamber filled with these huge metal doors until I reached this very long staircase leading deeper underground. Heading down to the bottom, I was then met with another, even longer tunnel that eventually led me to this massive metal door. But passing through it, I was about to find something else quite creepy. But I continued deeper, and soon the condition of the tunnel got worse, until it branched out to lots of different rooms. But I still had no idea what this place was, so I wanted to find some clues. But finally, after continuing deeper into the tunnel, I did find something I recognized. These definitely used to be the toilets. This place was massive, and the more I explored, the more creepy stuff began to happen.
I'm gonna have to head back soon, because I've left my bag outside and I've been in here for ages.
Finally, I did reach the end of the tunnel and found a collection of small rooms. In this one, it actually looked like the door had been blown off. On the other side of the room, I found this tunnel that led me back outside at a different point in the forest. I still have no idea what this place could have been, but whatever it was, they really wanted to keep it secret.
It blows my mind, the nerve of some of these urban explorers. I think I might have turned back at the first metal door for fear that it might get closed behind me. I just wonder what secret off-the-books government project that was originally built for.
Imagine we have been deceived a lot more than you could ever imagine.
come out and they've run out of anecdotes, you know, and they just start making stuff up.
Yeah.
Like that Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows?
Neil Armstrong, you mean the first man to walk on the moon?
Talk about a fish story.
Yeah.
Man, and they're buying it.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was some of the most convincing likeness photo comparisons that I've ever seen. I'd need more evidence than that to just believe all of a sudden that Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong were criminals hired to pull off the greatest scam ever perpetrated on the American people. But it wouldn't surprise me none to find out it were true.
Yeah, I mean, I think Stranger Things shows you a lot of stuff. What's fascinating about that show is that it's actually based on a true story. Most people don't know about that. It's based on this story about Camp Hero, where literally those 3-letter agencies were doing experiments on children and animals in this former Air Force base. Were they trying to open up portals? Yeah, I think they were. They were getting these kids to astral project and all that stuff. Think about the story of 11. So her name is 11, which again, in all the witchcraft stuff, 11, Aleister Crowley said that was the magic number. And then later in the show, they start calling her El. And El, Elohim, El means God. I mean, just think about the monster in the first one is the Demigorgon. There is a demon called the Gorgon, these mythologies. Like, that's a real entity. So when they're talking about the demon Gorgon, it's literally a demon. Guys, there's nothing new under the sun.
This just makes me want to research that school and see what all was going on there. Has anyone got any links to a good YouTube video or anything, like a good breakdown on that school?
This is the best footage of a shadow person caught on camera that I've ever seen. Check this out.
It's inside now. Chuck
Look
it on the window.
upstairs.
There.
Oh, yeah.
Top window.
Yeah.
Bottom window. Bottom window.
I can only see it.
Like shifted through the floorboards.
How does its face look like? Oh, man, it disappeared. Bottom window.
I can only see it.
How does its face look like? Oh, man, it disappeared.
Wow.
Top window. Right.
Oh my god.
The hell is it? Can I zoom in on this?
Oh! Come.
Talk about a nightmare feeling.
Bottom window. What the hell is going on?
Wow.
It's going through the floor or something.
Still weird, y'all.
It's gone through the wall.
There's absolutely no way whatsoever that was real. The Shadow Man was literally putting on a performance for the camera. It almost looked like he was dancing at times. I think it's ridiculous that they put this out there and tried to pass it off as real. I'm kind of embarrassed for them.
Have you heard of this new mountain giant that was spotted in Colorado? Nobody's talking about this. So these two women, Jessie Clausen and Camille Avarella, were hiking in Colorado at Long's Peak on August 24th. Way up in the Rockies. They took this selfie after hiking for 7 hours, but it didn't realize what they caught on camera until later, and it shocked them to the bone. When they were finally showing family members their pictures on this big screen plasma TV a couple weeks later, Camille's dad was horrified when they showed this picture right here, which appears to show a huge creature scaling the side of the mountain in the background. He estimated that this thing was at least 20 feet tall. Here's the zoomed in shot. And no, it's not the Slide Rock Boulder, but this thing looks much more like a giant, lanky humanoid. Are we dealing with giants in the Rockies? This kinda reminds me of the Andrew Dawson story from a couple years back a little bit. Some are even saying this is the SCP-096, or the Shy Guy, which is said to have some frightening abilities. But what is it really? I think it's likely just a case of pareidolia, and this is just a interesting rock formation that looks like it has a humanoid on it when the light hits it a certain way. But let me know what you think in the comments.
I felt like I had to address this one because it's going viral all over the internet right now. And you all know I believe in giants. However, I feel like this photo is just showing a combination of fissures in the rock and the odd way that it's causing the light to bounce around in that area. I don't think it's a photo of a giant.
I don't know if I'm dumb or if the people that run the state of New York are just geniuses. I was driving when one of the traffic cameras took my picture and I figured it was for speeding, but I didn't understand why. I thought I was driving pretty slow. But just to make sure, I drove around the block and I passed the same speeding camera, this time going even slower than the speed limit. But still, the camera took the picture, so at this point, I'm starting to think it's kind of funny. So I drove around the block again and drove past the camera one more time, this time even slower, recording it on Snapchat, and it caught my picture again. So I drove around again like 4 or 5 times, and I just kept laughing because I figured it was a glitch in the system. And you know, I thought once I get the tickets, it'll be easy to dispute because the camera obviously has some defects, so I didn't really think much of it. You see, this happened about 3 weeks ago, and today I get home after a long day of work, and I open up my mailbox just to see 12 tickets from the state of New York. Now, I'm smiling and laughing because I know these tickets are going to get disputed, and I'm going to have a fun time with the judge. And I open up the tickets just to see that all of the tickets are for driving without a seatbelt.
Heads up, if you live in New York, traffic cams are going to grab you for not wearing a seatbelt now. That's ridiculous. But to answer that kid's question on if he's stupid or New York is a genius, I think the fact that he had to ask should have been his first clue.
Huh? I got it. It's old though. Old apple, bro. Yo, I think we should dash it, man. Bro, it's old broken, bro. It's not even worth it, man. Let's dash it. I'm gonna dash it, yeah?
We were just watching a clip yesterday with a guy warning about this exact thing. That woman should have seen those guys coming, I feel like. Those guys were acting pretty suspicious. People have to stop filming so many TikToks in public. You're letting your guard down. She didn't even see those guys, and they were obvious.
Why would they turn 2 nice hotels into shelters? Because it's about the money. That's what it's about.
It's interesting to know that many of the hotels housing migrants inside New York were once on the brink of bankruptcy before they turned into migrant shelters.
Well, it is worth noting that many of those 100+ hotels got into this program because they were on the verge of default and bankruptcy.
And now the city is paying a premium of up to $300 per room and guaranteeing maximum capacity for each building. In other words, these hotels are making more money than ever before with a guaranteed max capacity each night and not having to worry about spending money on advertising to receive extra bookings. So if you're a businessman, why wouldn't you turn your hotel into a migrant shelter, especially if your company can make an extra $10.5 million in pure profit? And it even gets crazier. Here in Wall Street, this building that is about 20 stories up is another shelter. And how long have you been inside of this shelter for here in Wall Street?
Desde que llegué. Tengo 8 meses.
And have you ever had to pay for anything, or is it completely free?
No, ninguna vez he pagado acá.
¿Y qué es lo que dan aquí? ¿Qué es lo que ofrecen? ¿Tienen niños aquí también?
Acá nos ofrecen techo, nos ofrecen comida.
Is it true that they're giving debit cards to the migrant?
En la HRA uno aplica y hay una, ¿cómo se dice? Asistencia en efectivo, que bueno, si uno es elegible, uno le sale la tarjetica.
This is just infuriating. These politicians are trying to flood us with immigrants that we don't want and have us all foot the bill to put them in accommodations that are nicer than some of us are even able to afford for ourselves.
Okay.
Yo, pay attention, bro. Look how smart they getting with these
Tell me
apps.
when you see something that makes sound.
We gonna talk.
I see a speaker, which makes sound. What is that part of the speaker called? That is the tweeter. It produces high-frequency sounds. Give me a creative alliteration about these. Creative crayons color cheerfully. They certainly craft colorful creations.
This getting unreal, bro. I mean, come on now.
What does that part of the code do? This code defines encryption and decryption functions. It seems to use
Y'all hearing this?
AES-CPC encryption to encode and decode data based on a key and an initialization vector, IB.
Dog.
That's right.
We coming to an end, man.
What neighborhood do you think I'm in? This appears to be the King's Cross area of London. It is known for its railway station and transportation connections. Do you remember where you saw my glasses? Yes, I do. Your glasses were on the desk and they were red apple.
Wow. Let's go talk about this. You mean to tell me this how far we done came, bruh, with the app game? No, we ain't even talking about what the government really got. This is what the experiment with y'all people. Y'all wake up. Y'all probably like, man, why you doing so many videos on this? Dog, are y'all seeing what the hell they on? Not yet are they putting AI into your brain. We all gonna have one next to us. What is the point of college? You're not smarter than Google. You only as smart at what they put in Google. Bruh, this world is going to an end. The poor and the poor is gonna get dwindled out. It look like the poor is about to go underground, bro. Maybe I'm tripping, y'all right below, but only the rich can survive. Who's gonna work? Who's gonna afford all these robots and AIs? Look at this app, bro. What is the point of people? We're getting to a point where people are just pointless.
Not to fearmonger or anything, but if that one guy can look at this technology and come to the determination that there's no longer a use for people, how long until the AI begins to think that itself? This stuff scares the hell out of me. We have no idea where it's going to go, and nobody in charge seems to be that concerned about it. But guys and gals, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right there. I hope you enjoyed these clips we watched together today. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. I hope you come back to join me. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and check out www.barry-stepp.com if you'd like to order yourself a shirt or a hat and help me support the channel. Also, don't forget to post your photos of your merch over in the Discord to get your photo in a video. But with all that out of the way, I hope everyone has a great, safe, fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow.